Welcome to yet another episode of Business Beyond Borders with the Luxembourg Mind. Today we're talking to Philipp von Restorff. Until recently, Philipp was the Deputy CEO of Luxembourg for Finance. There, Philipp was everywhere. He was helping us put our best foot forward. He put Luxembourg on the map and told the world about what a great place Luxembourg is. Today, Philipp is the CEO of ILA, where he's helping us create a strong governance foundation that goes well with our growth aspirations. Let's go hear from Philipp. Well, today we have with us Philipp von Restorff, the CEO of ILA. Thank you very much for joining us, Philipp.
Thank you, Prash.
It's been 3 months for you at ILA after a very, very successful stint at LFF. I'm curious to know about your transition. How has that been and what in the world of ILA are you most excited about?
Well, I was interested in governance for a long time now. So I also touched it when I was at Luxembourg for Finance. And I had the opportunity to become CEO of ILA, and I saw an opportunity, and I thought it would be very challenging but very interesting to develop this very successful institute in the future.
Okay. Has it met your expectations? Still early days, but do you feel, are you happy so far?
I am very much so. I have a team which has a huge potential. We have a huge potential in terms of growth. Governance is becoming more and more important. Without the G, there is no E and there's no S. Correct. So we have a momentum which we should seize now.
I'm going to take a step back and look at your career trajectory a little bit. You know, your trajectory has frequently placed you at the forefront of Luxembourgish business activity. You've been representing us around the world, and I'm trying to get a sense for what the biggest challenges were along your path and how you overcame them to get to where you are today.
Well, I guess that the biggest challenges were also the biggest opportunities for me. I started the financial center at the Luxembourg Bankers Association, ABBL, 2 years before the financial crisis in 2008. And the financial crisis put the whole financial industry worldwide out of their comfort zone, and the same was the case here in Luxembourg. So there was a real paradigm shift for the whole financial industry, which needed us to sell the change and to change mindsets within the financial community. And I believe that was at ABBL times the biggest challenge, but right. we managed to do that. The Luxembourg Financial Center managed this turnaround quite successfully. And at LFF, we had since COP21 in 2015 and the green agenda of the EU, there was another paradigm shift for the financial industry. So we had to change the mindsets of the industry again, and we are still in the process to doing so. And ILA is very much part of it.
Very cool. No, I love the way you look at challenges and look at opportunities instead. I think that's a very positive way to look at things.
You have to.
You have to, yeah. It's been 100 days. It's your first 100 days here, nearly 3 months. Can I ask you about what your standard day is like? What's a day like in the life of the CEO of ILA?
Well, the CEO has to start for the time being very early to have some time to respond to emails, yes. To a lot of emails. For the time being, I'm still in my first 100 days, so I have still to discover things, and I'm passing a lot of time on thinking about how to optimize things that we are already doing quite successfully and how to adapt the organization to this sustained growth ILA has for a couple of years now, and how we manage the digital transition. And then I have also to reorganize the team. So there's a lot of interaction with my team members, okay. which basically takes a lot of time, and the rest of the day is filled with meetings with members and partners.
Okay. Busy is good, right?
Busy is good.
Excellent. Now, you are very well networked in Luxembourg. Everyone knows Philipp. Philipp knows everyone. I'm trying to get a sense for, you grew up in Luxembourg, you went to the European School. Can you give us a sense for how growing up here might have helped you with your network, how it's helped you along your career?
Well, growing up in Luxembourg is a blessing. So I moved to Luxembourg when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to go to the Luxembourgish school first,
Yeah.
to the primary school where I
Yeah.
learned Luxembourgish
Yeah.
and had a lot of Luxembourgish friends. And then I went to the European school where I was in an environment, an ecosystem of 12 different nationalities,
Yeah.
which gave me the opportunity not only to learn a lot of different languages, but also to meet and greet with a lot of different cultures,
Yeah.
which gave me this opportunity to meet a lot of people, and I think it fosters the openness towards the different cultures that I have today. So I'm very grateful for that.
Fantastic. So basically a culture of openness, being aware of different backgrounds and the language skills. It's like a superpower.
It's a superpower for kids to grow up in an environment like this.
Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. I'm going to take a step forward into Luxembourg's business diaspora. You're obviously very, very plugged into the system here. You're the heart of everything we do. How do you envision your relationship with Luxembourg and society evolving over the current years? I'm talking about like your involvement with ILA, your involvement with other boards, giving back, philanthropy, volunteer organizations, things on those lines.
Well, giving back is always a good thing, but you have different phases in life. Yes. Where you have the opportunity to give back, which I have done a lot in my past, where I was on a couple of boards of institutes and foundations.
Yes.
And unfortunately, for the time being, I don't have the time to do it. I have 2 teenagers to raise, and I have a huge responsibility here at ILA. So for the time being, I'm not able to give back to society as such, but I believe when you're raising 2 teenagers, it is something like giving back. But you have fantastic opportunities to give back in Luxembourg. May it be through being a parent representative in school, to be engaged in institutions like Young Entrepreneuren, who do fantastic job in schools in terms of financial and economic education. And so you have a lot of things to do, and at some point of time I will be able to pick up where I left it.
Super. And I guess from my perspective, I see you doing everything that you're doing to shore up the governance of Luxembourg, get the right mentality in place. I think already you're trying to help us be more robust as an economy because of all these efforts.
Yeah, well, it is part of what I believe is good and necessary if you want to maintain these many advantages that we have. You have to give back in some way.
Cool. Talking of those advantages, looking at Luxembourg's business ecosystem, what strengths do you see us having that we should leverage more to increase our attractiveness as a hub for business, as a hub for talent?
I think everything to be successful is here. I mean, we are such an international environment.
Yes.
I mean, almost half of the population are foreigners. This makes us world champions. Yes. And in terms of integrations, we have managed to integrate these people quite well compared to other countries. So this has the potential to give us a huge leverage. Yes. And then we are a small country. Now we are operating within this European Union framework where we have to comply with these regulations, such as the other states. But still, this gives us the opportunity to adapt in certain ways, and probably because of our size, also more rapidly than others. So I think the ingredients are here, and it's up to us to make it a success. No, I couldn't agree more. Even as someone who's newly Luxembourgish, having come from outside, I can see how cosmopolitan we are, especially compared to our neighboring large cities. I think we have great ingredients here to make this much bigger, continue our growth cycle. I completely agree with you. On the same vein, I'm going to ask you about what do you think we can improve on? Things that we're doing where there are growth opportunities for us, again, with the same objective to help us continue on our growth trajectory, to make us more attractive for investment and talent. Well, I think the big strength of Luxembourg is this willingness and to cooperate. And we have this opportunity because we have an ecosystem that is so interwoven that we actually could achieve, I think, in my eyes, a lot more in terms of talents attraction, in terms of the development of the economy. And I think there's a potential to have more consensus than we currently see. But this is also due to a lot of crises we've met in the past. Just mentioned COVID, which was a tremendous challenge for every country. But somehow it took us 2 years. But I think we are still well on track, and I think there are a lot of opportunities to go ahead.
Okay, great points there. I think we should make a note of these things to ensure that our current growth trajectory is maintained. Talking about our growth trajectory, as Luxembourg grows, there's more of an impetus on our governance systems. Do you think we are well placed as a business hub to meet the demands that are going to be on Luxembourg as we continue our onward march, our onward growth?
I think we are well placed. I think we have proven that in the past. I think in terms of governance, we are very well placed, and I think more and more this is recognized internationally. So I think we're on a good path. The thing is now, we cannot afford to stop. So this is why ILA is there as well. We are here, amongst others, to keep directors, non-executives, executive, but also company secretaries and corporate governance officers up to date, because the world is changing, and quite rapidly. And so is legislations, so is regulations, and so is technology. So the people who are in charge at the helm of an organization and who actually bear the responsibility, they have to know what they are doing, and they have to understand what's going on. So they have to continuously be trained to be able to do this. And this is one of the reasons of being of ILA.
Fantastic. I think you're absolutely right. Continuous education and continuously uplifting your skills is paramount to being a complete professional in our rapidly changing world. So thank you very much for putting us in the right place.
Welcome.
We're now going to move to a slightly more fun round. It's the rapid fire round. I'm going to present you with 2 options.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to pick one at the spur of the moment. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just a fun segment.
Okay.
Question number 1. What would you prefer, Luxembourgish wine or Luxembourgish beer?
Luxembourgish wine.
Wine? All right. Any specific kind?
I like Pinot Gris very much, so I'm a big fan of it.
Fantastic. Next question is, you're at a stand-up comedy show. Would you prefer to watch a stand-up comedy show in French or German?
English, definitely.
English?
Yes, definitely.
All right, cool. Next question is a slightly tricky situation. You are stuck in a never-ending meeting, or you are stuck in an elevator with a talkative colleague. Which one's worse?
I guess the never-ending meeting.
Yeah, it just goes on forever. All right. Next question is a little more personal to you. You've worked in both places, Kirchberg versus Kloster.
Oh, that's a tough one. But I would say Kirchberg, because I almost grew up there.
Yeah.
So I have a special
very
bond.
vibrant, lots of great places, a lot of great restaurants. No, I completely hear you.
But Cloche d'Or is much younger in these terms. So I think in 10 years, Cloche d'Or will be at the same level at Kirchberg.
Fingers crossed. If we continue our current rate of growth, there's no reason why it wouldn't.
Absolutely.
Last question for the rapid fire round. We're going to create a new holiday in Luxembourg. Is it to celebrate Luxembourgish cheese or Luxembourgish chocolate?
Chocolate, definitely.
Chocolate.
Good chocolate in Luxembourg.
Are there any specific brands that you gorge on?
No, I won't mention any name. There's several of them, and I think there are some small chocolate producers which produce very, very good chocolate.
I've tried a few of them. There's some at the airport that are really, really good, but in general, I think I agree with you. Last question for today's discussion. I'm going to ask you for a piece of advice for our governance professionals, for our independent directors. What can they do to keep relevant in this increasingly dynamic environment? What can they do to continue accelerating their careers?
Well, I would say networking is of huge advantage. Keeping up to date, specialize in a particular domain. Might it be technology? Might it be sustainability? Might it be AML or something else? Because we need diversified boards with diverse kind of experiences and competencies, and these kind of people are always looked for.
Fantastic. And I guess when they need to upskill in a specific area, they can come to ILA?
They come to ILA, but there are other terrific institutions here in Luxembourg that provide training services, and they do it quite well.
Super. Well, Philippe, thank you very much for creating the environment in which Luxembourg is ready for its fast-paced growth.
A pleasure, Prashant. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.